Hi everyone, I'm Al, the Steel Guy, and today we're going to run through in detail how to maximize performance using the S14MCS to both extend blade life and ensure safety during operation. So with that being said, let's get into it. First, we're going to take a look at the EVOMAX 80-tooth professional grade mild steel Cermet blade. With this blade, it's possible to achieve over 3,500 cuts per blade on mild steel stock. When working with mild steel square tube, it's recommended to position the material in what is known as the diamond position. Rest the length so that the side tip is pressed against the back fence and line up to the point where you need to cut. For standard 2x2 inch box section, the head should be in the closest position to the fence so that the teeth are hitting that top apex of the diamond. Now your front clamps with the V-block adapter attached will be at the correct height to grip the front diamond apex securely. For added security, you can use the top clamp with the V-block adapter to either the left or the right of the head depending on which side is the longer offcut. As this saw is not to be used as a sliding miter saw, it's not recommended to place your square tube flat against the base, as cutting through the entire flat surface will considerably reduce your blade life. The best practice to increase blade life and cut quality using the Cermet blade is to bring the tooth gently into the apex of the stock. Once initial penetration has been achieved, hold firmly and apply steady, consistent pressure throughout the cut with a moderate pace. It's important to keep the saw moving smoothly throughout the cut to achieve clean, burr-free square cuts on square tube. The old favorite next, angle iron. A common size is 2 by 2 inches. The best position for this stock is in the pyramid position. This will ensure the saw is at the apex of the material rather than cut through a long section of metal as it would in the L position. The head should be in the nearest setting to come straight down like a chop saw. The top clamp is essential here. Put the V adapter on either the left or right, depending on size of offcut, hug that tip and tighten. The front rail should be on the lowest setting. Again, once the Cermet blade makes initial contact with the top of the pyramid, apply firm, consistent pressure down smoothly throughout the cut. It will come down cleanly and give a nice clean cut. Round pipe next, and get your V adapters on all 3 clamps. This blade was independently tested on this material, 4-inch by 1/8 inch mild steel tube stock. The rail will need to be on the second notch to hit the center curve of the pipe. If you have smaller pipe, you'll need to drop the rail so the clamps line up to the material better. Again, the key to a smooth, burr-free cut is to maintain consistent force through the cut without overexerting. As you can see, the cut is cool to the touch and has a great finish. For metal plate up to 4 inches, instead of cutting flat on the base, it's recommended placing vertically against the back fence and move your front rails to a suitable height to secure the center points of the material securely. No V-blocks on these. The head and standard chop saw position on the closest setting will come through like butter. If you're cutting miters on plate, you may need to adjust the head position to ensure you're hitting the stock vertically to avoid causing unnecessary stress on the blade. Larger sections of plate will need to be cut flat, but as always, the rule is to adjust the head to ensure it's not hitting the flat section all at once. It's a highly versatile saw, and these quick tool-free adjustments really do make cutting quick and easy. Available separately is the EVOMAX 100-tooth professional grade aluminum TCT blade. This premium blade gives over 3,500 cuts per blade to provide cleaner, more accurate cuts on all aluminum stock. First up is the 4-inch by 1/8 inch aluminum round tube. It's important when using the blade to use a consistent speed when cutting aluminum stock. Avoid excessive speeds, which can lead to overheating and blade damage. As with the EVOMAX Cermet blade, for round stock it's recommended to have the rail in the central position and fit V-blocks to the top and sliding bar clamps. The laser-cut anti-vibration slots maintain blade accuracy and reduce vibration, ensuring the cleanest, truest cuts every time. A common application using the aluminum blade is to cut channels for door frames. These can be small, 1 inch. But for this demo, we have a 3 by 2 inch channel. The front clamps can then connect to the sides of the channel, and top clamp fitted inside the U to secure. The first notch should be an ideal height for this capacity. The head should be in the middle position and the material will be cut cleanly. Let the saw do the work, take it slow, and you'll get a clean, smooth finish. For aluminum angle iron, it's a similar operation to the Cermet blade. Place the stock in the diamond position and use the V-block adapters on the top and sliding bar clamps to secure tightly in place. Bring the saw down to the apex of the stock and apply moderate, consistent force to complete the cut. Lastly, it's aluminum plate. Place against the back fence in the vertical position and use the two front clamps to secure in place. Move the rail to the rear notch to ensure the saw blade comes down straight through the plate at 90 degrees. This gives true optimized cuts with the least strain on the blade. In addition to the EVOMAX range, Evolution Power Tools offer a range of premium material-specific blades that are available for this saw, from the mild steel 66-tooth tungsten carbide cutting blade to stainless, thin steel, and aluminum cutting saw blades. And I'll inform you how to really maximize the performance of your blades. So let's take a look at the mild steel TCT blade. For the common metal stocks from square tube, plate, round tube, and angle iron, the principles for stock positioning, clamping, clamp bar adjustment, and rail adjustment is in line with how these were presented with the Cermet blade. However, when using the mild steel blade, the force used does not differ from initial contact with the stock and requires a slightly gentler applied cutting speed all the way through the cut. Let the saw do the work and it will provide clean, square cuts with no heat and virtually no sparks, ready to bevel and weld. The aluminum blade has a specially designed tooth geometry to ensure there is no clogging, which can happen due to the softness of aluminum. As with the EVOMAX aluminum blade, the metal stock's orientation, saw clamping, and head positions remain the same. A light lubricant may assist when cutting with this blade. For the thin steel, you are likely to be using smaller variants of the previously covered stocks, such as 1-inch pipe or 1x1-inch square tube section. The principle for positioning will be the same, but you will need to be mindful to adjust your clamps to best fit the stock. The cutting head for these smaller sizes will commonly be in the closest position. The great thing about this blade is that it has been optimized to leave a finer finish on thinner materials. Last up is the stainless capable blade. This blade has been rated to cut 302, 303, and 304 grade stainless steel. If unsure, it's recommended to check the material grade with your supplier before cutting to make sure you have the correct blade for the job. A handy tip on cutting stainless: when your blade is finally wearing out and you find you have to change your blade mid-cut, don't attempt to finish the cut with your fresh blade. Move over a 1/4 inch and start a new cut. Stainless work hardens, so you want to avoid reducing the life of your new blade. So there you have it. I've run through how to best approach positioning various common types of metal stock using the S14MCS Mitering chop saw, using the supplied top clamp and dual front clamps on the height adjustable bar to effectively cut cleanly, true, and safe, whilst maximizing blade life performance on both the EVOMAX blades and premium metal specific blades. I do hope this video has proved useful to get that little bit of extra life out of your blades when using this Mitering chop saw.